Hi, my name's Kirk Westavey. I'm the chef de cuisine in Jan restaurant in Singapore. We are a fine dining, kind of modern European style food. It's my first time in St. Petersburg, Russia, and I'm extremely happy to be here. And what an experience so far. Really an incredible journey. It's been a great time. Inspiration comes really from my life, my memories and my childhood growing up. I grew up as a vegetarian. My family are kind of vegetarian. So in my home garden there's always an abundance of fruits and vegetables and potatoes and carrots and fruits and vegetables all over the place. So we kind of harvested our own vegetables. So it was interesting to plant your ingredients and let them grow and turn into a special meal for the whole family. And this was kind of my childhood, for the earlier age. From a teenager age, I was kind of down in my seafront. I live 5 minutes from the beach, so fishing mackerel and sea bass off the local rocks from my hometown, and then oysters and mussels very, very close to where I live as well. So seafood was a big part, and now my inspiration comes a lot from my childhood. And in my menu now in Singapore, I try and roll in a lot of fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and seafood. That's kind of my personal interest. I like to put nature onto a plate. Nature's finest ingredients from around the world, cooked simply and just put onto a plate. That's what I enjoy. People say our food looks quite pretty, but I never plan for the food to be pretty or elegant. It's all about the taste and all about the quality of the ingredient. You cannot make a good dish, in my opinion, unless you start with a great ingredient. It comes from the very, very beginning. So you start from the great ingredient, ideally organically grown or artisanal farmers looking after small produce, developed with love and care in the garden, and the chefs to love and care in ingredients and put onto a plate. It all rolls in a big motion to make the perfect dish. So we did a couple of canapes. We did a Bellini, which is kind of is very popular in Russia, obviously, in St. Petersburg. So we did a little Bellini with smoked mackerel. So from my hometown, mackerel is everywhere. You put a fishing rod into the sea and you put out 4 or 5 mackerel stuck to the rod in 1 minute. So this is a favourite fish of mine and a good childhood memory. So I did a little smoked mackerel Bellini with some caviar and smoked eel. So a combination of nice ingredients and just to make it a little bit elegant, but smoky and rich and delicious at the same time. That's one of the canapes we did. Also did a foie gras, black truffle and macaroon. Truffles right now are very popular in North Australia. They're just coming into season. So we're using these in our restaurant. It's a fantastic product. With the foie gras and the macaroon, it's kind of an unethical combination, but when you taste it, it's actually one of the favorite bites of the whole event. So that was cool. And then the tomato dish. So we're quite popular for this tomato dish we do. It takes around 3 days to make, but it's basically a play on the traditional caprese salad. So it's a tomato with a basil sorbet and a burrata cheese, but inside the tomato it's been hollowed out and restuffed with kind of a dehydrated tomato mix with some parmesan and basil and a bit of smoked sauce and a bit spicy. So it's like a tomato inside a tomato with the richness and the sweetness of the basil and the cheese and some black olives, and a big combination. So this is a cool dish, and it's very popular. And then with a beef dish, I asked for an amazing short rib and I got a Russian short rib of beef. Amazing product, very impressive. And I was very surprised by how good the quality of beef was. And actually I use a Japanese Wagyu in Singapore. And the quality of the beef I had from the Russian market, for me, was way better than the Japanese Wagyu. I loved it and the chef loved it and everyone tasted it. Was incredible. So the meat content was fantastic. This we cooked for 36 hours. We cooked 36 hours at 63 degrees, very low, very slow, just to kind of break down the fat, break down the muscles, and have a very delicious, meaty paste piece of beef. And this is great. And we put it in the Josper grill, so a hot charcoal barbecue. The combination of the slow cook and the charcoal barbecue was amazing, and it was a very popular piece of meat as well. And then we did a chocolate dish with a combination of chocolate, caramelized white chocolate ice cream with light and dark mousse and some little crisps and a nice combination of chocolate, all very chocolatey, but a combination of light and dark and bitter and sweet chocolate to give the perfect blend of all the mix. So this worked well. It was very popular. Amazing, yeah, really. I met some people in the last few days, like in the kitchen, in the restaurant, and just out with the chef. Everyone's very positive, very happy attitude. Everyone's really happy and pleased to see us and pleased to be involved with what they're doing, and just generally nice people, very focused and very passionate and hardworking, but a great style of life at the same time. Really happy to be here. Yeah. It's just a combination of locations I worked in my life. I've worked in quite a few places. I worked in France, in London, Australia, in South America, in Colombia and Brazil, and after this combination of locations, I've made many friends, and I got invited to Singapore like 6 years ago. So with a previous colleague of mine from London, he invited me to be his sous chef. So I was there for 3 years as sous chef, and then 2 years ago, I took over as chef de cuisine. And you know, we got the Michelin star, and we got in 50 best, and we got many awards. And it's been a great location to be. And the staff in Singapore are equally very hardworking, very passionate, very devoted, and also keen to learn. They really want to experience as much as they can and take away huge benefits from the restaurant and from the experience of the ingredients. So it's a great place to be. Once again, everyone's a foodie in Singapore too, and it's a very interesting place for me to be for working and for the career and just for a general lifestyle. It's great. I'd love to, yeah, maybe be a dream to experience a different type of cuisine like this, and in Russia would be incredible. I'd love to. Yeah. What I've had in St. Petersburg has been a very high level. I think the food's quite simple, realistically, but it's great ingredients, cooked well, and served. That's what food is. Who cares about gimmicks and molecular? When it's you've got good products and you've got a good chef behind to cook the food, it's amazing. And every meal I've had, every bite or plate I've had in the kitchen has been fantastic. I've really enjoyed the food here. And if you say there's different styles throughout Russia, I'd love to experience more. Yeah, it'd be very interesting for me, absolutely. So what I'd say to that is it's not about eating in a restaurant. It's about, for me, the whole dining experience. I love to eat in restaurants. That's my passion, that's my interest, and you know, it's based on inspiration. But it doesn't make me happy. I'm happy for the dining experience. I love to eat in a restaurant, but also I love to cook for my friends, my family, my colleagues. This is what makes me happy. This is the dining experience, to involve other people, like involved in the food, involved in the whole relaxing experience. Even if you're cooking or serving or eating, enjoying, there's always enjoyment, and happiness comes through the entire involvement of that experience. And that's what I enjoy about dining and about cooking, about serving, the whole involvement to make myself happy and others happy. I get enjoyment from pleasing others through the food and cooking. It's a good circle. Keep trying the food. Don't be shy to try new experiences. Don't stick to your comfort zone. Don't stay to what you know. Don't just eat the same food every single day. Experience, cook more, go to the restaurants you've never tried before, go by recommendation, and try and experience as much as you can. Like I said earlier, I've been in many countries around the world, and the whole food scene in the world is growing, it's exploding all around the world. So don't be shy just to stick to what you know. Try and cook more, try and experience more, and eat more as much as you can, and go crazy. Enjoy yourself.